Hey, everybody.
Mic check, mic check. Sorry about that, folks.
Sorry, guys, we're doing a little sound checking right now, but we will get started very shortly. Just going to give people a couple more minutes. Like I mentioned, try to keep the screen in view of where you're cooking from if you're going to follow along. Um, yeah, we'll be starting in just a couple.
No, no, no. Hey there, folks. Thank you for waiting. We're about to get started, so y'all just hang on tight and we'll get the show on the road. Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulty. Let me see if I can get that camera back on. Just a second. Right.
There you go. What's up, everybody? I'm AC. Welcome to the Cooking as Gratitude virtual cooking class. We're coming at you live from Long Beach, California. Like I said, my name is AC, and back behind the camera is Matt Nylat. He's the one who is putting all this together, making sure that you guys can see me and we'll be able to see the food today. So just a quick note about what today is. It is actually a part of the Bridging Wellness series of community pop-ups that is part of the We Rise LA program that's in partnership with the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health. So basically, there's a lot of programming this month that is focused around mental health and different art projects to do so. I submitted a proposal to offer a cooking class as a form of helping your mental well-being, and they accepted it. So thank you, We Rise LA, and also thank you to the Arts Council for Long Beach, Compound LB, and Angels Cultural Center here in Long Beach. Yeah, let's get started. So those of you who had your ingredient kits and picked them up yesterday, if you have your bag with you, we're gonna go ahead and start by just taking everything out and making sure everything's in place. You should have gotten your recipe cards. Okay. Okay. These are our vegetables for the stir fry, or at least half of them. We've got broccoli and carrots. We've got onions, garlic, and green onions, as well as the soy sauce already in a container for you. Oh, here's your olive oil that is in a mason jar. We're gonna have fun with this in a little bit. Two 2-ounce things of honey. You can use one of them for the salad and one of them for the stir fry. Okay. Got a little bit of cornstarch, about a teaspoon, and this is going to be for your stir fry as well. What's this? Ooh, we got Oxnard strawberries. These still need to be cut up, and then some balsamic, and this is going to be part of the salad. So what I'm doing, everybody, is I'm just kind of laying everything out so I can see where it is. And I'm grouping things together by the dish that they're going to go into so that we're a little organized. Okay. Inside this brown box, we have some soft cheese, or some burrata cheese, which is similar to mozzarella, some toasted pecans. And then I know I said baby spinach in the recipe, but I ended up getting us a spring mix with some baby spinach mixed in. Okay. Okay.
Real quick, AC. Just wanted to interrupt, just to show folks, we actually have a screen to show you guys, to show you where all the food is.
Matt worked really hard on this, guys. Check that out, man. Got a cool little aerial view of what we're doing. All right, the last few things that were in our bag were some chicken breast that's already chopped up. This is rice, 1 cup of rice, jasmine rice. And then, so I went ahead and got your watermelon kind of prepped for you. So what we were going to do was add sugar to the watermelon, kind of let the watermelon kind of soak in some of the sugar and crush it up. But what I did instead is I added the sugar already to it. And it's actually already almost ready for your soda. If you look inside of there, there's a little thingy, little container of mint for you too. So we'll just take that out and leave that on the side. So, trying to keep things organized, right? Okay, got my salad here. Got my stuff for my stir fry right there. Okay, we're gonna leave the stuff for the drinks over here. I would say let's keep the sodas in the fridge until we need them, right? Um, and let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna take our rice, and whether you're using a pot or a rice cooker, I think it's the best thing for us to get it started first. I have a little rice cooker at home, and just put it in the rice cooker here. If anybody has any questions, let us know. Matt's watching the chat, and he'll go ahead and ask me whatever you guys need to know. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna wash it, right? Um, I mean, I don't have a sink right here, so what I'm gonna do is just pat some water on the side. Doesn't matter how much when you're washing, and you can use your hands to wash, but sometimes what I do is I just use a whisk, and then does the exact same thing. You're gonna see just a lot of the starch is getting released from the rice. You can try and wash rice as many times as possible, but you're never gonna get all the starch off. It's just a fact of life. So, okay. Since I don't have a sink, I'm just gonna dump this excess water here. Don't let any of the rice fall. Okay, so if you're doing the stovetop method, you'd like to wash your rice first as well, and then get it on the stove, and we're gonna bring it to a boil, right? So that would, that would take a couple more minutes and be not a lot more difficult, but it'll take a little bit more work than using a rice cooker. So if you do that, I would say get that started now too. Okay, so I don't remember, did I put an amount of water that you need for the rice here? Because I'm just gonna do it the way that our ancestors did it, which is 1 1/4 cups of water. Yeah, nah, I'm just gonna use like one segment of my pinky. There you go. Okay, that's it for the water. Get this in my rice cooker here. Now, one thing I always forget to do is press the cook button. So I'm trying to make sure that, oh, there you go. So that should be about 15-20 minutes. So if you're doing it stovetop method, you're gonna bring that rice to a boil, then turn it down to low medium heat. And once it's there, you're gonna put a lid on it and then leave it at low medium heat just so it simmers. And it's gonna take about 15 minutes. So if you're doing a stovetop method, I would recommend setting a timer so that you make sure it doesn't burn. All right, so that's going. So the whole idea behind this menu was basically to do something pretty simple. I feel like if you know my cooking, it's pretty creative and kind of complex. So, this is more like how I cook at home, just not really thinking through it actually, and just kind of going with the flow. So actually, this is very different for me, trying to use recipes and trying to explain what I'm doing because, I mean, it's usually just second nature to me. So if I go too fast or if you guys have any questions, please let us know, all right? Okay, so rice is going for the stir fry. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna finish up the stir fry actually. So actually, let's map this out real quick. I'm putting my recipe cards art in front of me so I can see. Okay, so today, just to go over the menu again, we have the spinach strawberry salad with balsamic vinaigrette. That won't take very long, so we'll do that towards the end. We have the honey garlic stir fry with jasmine rice. We got the rice going. We just need to get that stir fry going. And then lastly, we have a refreshing mint and watermelon soda as our dessert. So, it sounds pretty simple to me. I know that there's probably cooks of all levels here. So if you have any questions, let us know. We'll try to just make sure everybody's kept up with us. So I actually gave you guys the vegetables already peeled and washed, and just to kind of make it a little faster, I also chopped up the chicken for you as well. Oh, one little thing I will recommend for you guys cooking at home. Actually, Have some salt and pepper handy because I didn't give you guys any of that, and you might want to use that to season. Well, you will want to use it to season the stir fry as well as the salad, right? Okay. So what I want to do first, actually, is we're going to chop up the rest of these veggies so that they're ready for the stir fry. Okay. This broccoli is already almost done, but I want it just chopped up a little bit more. Take off the crown of the broccoli. Cut them into about bite-sized pieces like this. And then I have a little tray here that's basically just going to catch all the chopped vegetables, right? Some people don't use the broccoli stems. I do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut it into thin slices like this, okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to let it cook so that it tenderizes. Otherwise, if you just cook the whole stem, it's going to be really, really tough, okay? Same thing with the other pieces of broccoli. You notice you chop off the crown, you can kind of just tear it by hand. It makes little bite-sized pieces without a knife. The stem here. Okay, one last piece of broccoli. One last stem. Okay, so actually what I did is I gave you guys green onions. That wasn't in the recipe, but I would like to use it as a garnish towards the end. Okay, I'm gonna take out my garlic. I'll move the soy sauce to the side. I think next we should do these carrots, right? And you know, the thing about the carrots is you kind of want them to be a little smaller than the broccoli because the broccoli will cook a lot faster. So what I'm gonna do is like take this half of a half, just kind of cut it about 1/2 inch pieces, right? Take your time doing this. We're trying to be mindful in the kitchen, so just pay attention to what you're doing. Don't really think about anything else. We're taking this one step at a time, right? Okay, so about bite-sized pieces like this. Okay. You could also cut it on a bias, which means diagonal. Okay, you see they come out kind of more like medallions, except kind of long, right? Okay, last piece of carrot. There you go. So now our carrots and our broccoli are ready for stir frying. You know, normally what some people want to do is they just want to toss it already into the stove and everything. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure all of our vegetables are prepped ahead of time. That's going to make it a lot easier when we're cooking and we're not going to burn anything and be distracted, right? Okay. So garlic, this is actually one of my favorite things to do. Just left the skin on. These are whole pieces of garlic. Okay. I don't know if you guys have done this before, but if you haven't, it's fun. Take your knife, put it over the garlic, and you're gonna take the heel of your hand, right? And you're just gonna aim right on top of where the garlic is, and then smash, just like that. And that's how we get the skin off. If you're having a bad day, this is a good way to take out your aggression on something. Okay, you'll see there's a little nub right there at the end of the garlic that's kind of rough. That's the root of the garlic. We'll just chop that right off. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, guys, is it's nice to have just have a little side container for like scraps or whatever. So I'm putting the garlic skin in there, the garlic root, and then anything else that we're going to end up having to compost or throw away, right? Okay, so then we have the whole piece of garlic here. Let me just do this other one too. Bam. Okay, peeling that off. Getting our root off. Okay, so now we have a whole piece of garlic. We're gonna just kind of rough chop this. So when you're cutting such small things, you want to keep your fingers curled in, right? I don't know if you're familiar. You don't want to cut with your fingers out. You're just kind of asking for trouble like that. So you don't want to kind of like create like a little paw, right? Okay, so I'm gonna just hold the garlic in place. Use my knife. Try to cut it into kind of small pieces. Doesn't have to be the smallest, but I'd say try to maybe get about 10 pieces out of it. Okay, and do the second one. Guys in the chat, let us know how you guys are doing real quick. you know, it feels like this class is going to move a lot faster, at least than how it feels to me. So, okay, so I chopped up that garlic, and then what I'm doing is I'm kind of doing a little mincing motion. Take your blade, gather up all the garlic, just kind of go back and forth on it like this. So, this is actually my favorite part of cooking, is the chopping. Okay, so the garlic is going to go in its own little container. All right. So then, for those of you who got the kit, I gave you either you guys got a sweet onion. So this is actually a Vidalia onion. It looks a lot like the yellow onions you get in a grocery store, which are kind of cheap, but this one is a little bit cheaper, or not a little bit cheaper, but a little bit sweeter, a little more higher quality, and lends itself more to like eating raw or in salads or something like that. So we'll just go ahead and use this. Okay, and kind of the similar to like cutting like with the garlic, you need to take off the skin. We're gonna take our knife and trim off just one end like that. Then that's gonna help us get off the top layer. Some people just take off the skin part. I actually go one layer below that because I feel like it could still be a little bit waxy and difficult to eat, even after you cook it. And there are many ways to slice an onion. I could do an entire course on just knife work for you guys, but today we'll just keep it simple. Because it's going to be cooked with the carrots and the broccoli, just going to kind of cut it into smaller slices. Okay. So it's a little bit less than bite-sized. We're going to break them up, separate all the pieces from each other. Otherwise, we'll get some uncooked onion. Then we'll put that there, along with our broccoli and carrots. Okay, so we have our green onion here, right? This is going to be our last part. This is going to be our garnish. All right, so if you're going to go ahead and take the green parts here, which I separated for you guys if you got the kit, and then you're going to just kind of cut it into rounds. I'm sure you see this a lot when you go out to eat. See it garnish everything. Very easy. Okay, and then now we have the bottom part, which this is a little bit tougher to eat. So I take off usually the outer layer. Goes in the scrap bin. Okay. We'll take a little more time. Maybe try to slice this one a little thinner if you can. Otherwise, might get a little tough. Somebody needed to put their phone on mute. This guy. That was me. All right, a little scrap going in our pile. You know, I just reuse the containers I used before to kind of hold my ingredients. So, all right. So what you see if you are doing a stir fry with us, now you see. Let's see. Oh, there you go. So I think you can see here that we have the broccoli, carrots, and onions together. We have the garlic separate. We got our chicken just hanging out here. Then we also have the stuff for the sauce. You just need one of the honeys, soy sauce, and then the cornstarch, right? All right, so what we call this when everything is kind of organized in its place, we call it mise en place, which is a French term for in its place. This is actually one of the most important things to becoming a successful cook or chef. So you need to be organized. And usually to be organized, you need to be mindful of what you're doing. So we're trying to be mindful here and just make sure all of our ingredients are in a row. Like we're not going to be running around like our chicken with a head cut off. If we forget something, we know everything is in its place. Actually, the one other thing we need is a little bit of water or cornstarch, or water or chicken broth, which I have right here, and then a little bowl to mix in our cornstarch. So actually we can, we'll make that slurry once we start cooking. Otherwise the cornstarch is going to separate. All right, so we're done with that. I'm actually going to move this cutting board out of the way. We could get started on our stir fry. Hey Matt, can you do me a favor? Am I good? Good. All right, guys. So now we're gonna get to the fun part, which is the cooking. I got myself a nice big wok here. This is way more than enough for 2 people, but
AC, we have a question from the audience.
What's
They're
up?
wondering if any replacements or recommendations for cornstarch.
oh gosh, there are a lot of replacements, but they're kind of more uncommon than cornstarch. If you have maybe like common replacements are like arrowroot powder or xanthan gum, which I don't think anybody who's just an amateur cook is gonna have. You can make a roux, which is like fat and flour. So if you just add a little bit of oil along with some flour and cook that, it'll actually thicken up your sauce. It's not necessary for a stir fry. What it does help do is kind of coat the food itself, so you kind of get that glassy sauce look on top of the vegetables and meat. But either way, it's going to be delicious. The sauce will soak up into the rice anyway, so I think you'll be okay with or without it, right? So I'm going to take a little bit of oil and just get it into the pan. It's about 2 tablespoons. It's not too much. You can always add more if you want to fry it up a bit more. Okay, I am using it on kind of like medium heat. Okay, so let me just go through like the motions as we're letting the oil heat up for a minute. We're gonna add the broccoli, carrots, and onion first, and then we're going to add, I don't know, then we're gonna remove it, and then we're gonna put the chicken in there. And then after we add the chicken, we're gonna let that cook almost fully through. Add in the garlic, and then the vegetables that were already pre-cooked into there, right? Okay. And then after that, then we make the sauce and everything combines and it should be all delicious, right? All right, guys, you can tell oil is hot when it kind of moves around really loosely like water. Be careful of this mic cord. Okay, I got myself a nice little wooden spoon here to help me. And put it straight into the pan, gently so that we don't splash oil. What? Sorry. Yeah, it's hard because I'm moving back and forth. It's hard because I'm tight. Yeah, I need more slack. It's the thing. How about, yeah, there we go. Give me more slack here. There you go. It's actually a good time to. Am I unmuted or muted?
No, you're unmuted.
Okay. Yeah, okay. This is actually a good time to add some salt and pepper if you want. Add a little bit of salt here. I play it by eye. I know that a lot of people probably need more of a measurement, but at least get a little pinch in there. So while we're waiting for that to cook, let's just go over our menu one more time. We have the jasmine rice already going, our stir fry we're working on right now. the spinach and strawberry salad, balsamic vinaigrette. That'll happen right after we finish the stir fry because we want that as fresh as possible. Mint and watermelon soda. It'll take us a couple minutes to put together. Yeah, so while we're waiting for these vegetables to cook up for a couple more minutes, I just want to thank you guys again for showing up today. Honestly, this weekend has been a pretty rough weekend for me, so it's kind of nice to just end it on a good note with some good people and just enjoying doing what I'm doing, which is cooking. Yeah, man, this is my life's vocation, and to be able to share it with you guys and show you guys why I'm passionate about it is really nice. Cooking is something that has helped me through some tough times. It's been really important for me, especially in this past year with very difficult things happening on a personal level and also in the world. But, you know, the days that are really busy and really kind of difficult to get through, when I kind of get in front of the stove and I start chopping vegetables and stuff, it takes me out of that mindset, and all I need to do is focus on what's in front of me. And it's not to say that all the problems and the issues that you're going to have in life are going to go away, but for a few minutes, when you take that little break from it, it's good for you. A lot of times the answers in our life come to us when we get a little space from them, right? I think we all have kind of experienced that moment where a little bit of rest kind of just rejuvenates us and motivates us again to do what we need to do. So if you noticed, you know, if you want, you could have put in a little more oil than what I did. But it looks like, if you noticed, the broccoli is turning a nice bright green. The carrots are getting a nice orange sheen on it. These onions are getting a little more translucent. I'm using a spatula. I can do this fancy chef stuff. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right? All right. Guys, how about that peaceful opening that Matt put together? I thought that was great. That was so peaceful. I was like, I did not expect that. All right, guys, so I think my veggies are about ready. They look like they're about halfway cooked through. A little stiff, but also nice and bright in color. So I'm going to put them away over here. We're going to get to our chicken now. Don't know. Okay. What do you... Adding a little more oil again. So with this, I do think you definitely want to add some salt and pepper to it. Okay. That's our oil. Let's give it another 20 seconds to heat up. Guys, cooking the rice in the pot. Make sure you're paying attention to that. I'm sorry, I should have reminded you earlier. Okay, looking nice and hot in there. Actually, a couple rogue pieces of onion are still frying, so that's hot enough. Just add the chicken to it one piece at a time so that stays separate. So every piece of the chicken, you want it to have its own space in the pan. Otherwise, it's going to steam, and we're not trying to steam, we're trying to stir fry here. If you're comfortable, you can raise the temperature up. I'm going to take my time here and try to keep up with you guys, though, so I'm not going to turn it up. We'll just keep it nice and medium. We'll leave that there for a few minutes. So any of you guys in the chat, have you guys done a virtual cooking class before? If so, what did you cook? It's the first time. So I used to do cooking classes live in the back in the before times, right? So this is kind of new to me as well. I'm used to being able to converse and talk to people in front of them and teach you guys literally like how to hold a knife, what I want to see on the chicken to know to turn it over, that kind of stuff. But hey, man, this is what we got right now. Okay, so the chicken, hand's a little too hot actually. It's kind of splashing in my face. I flipped my pieces over. They got a little bit of browning on one side. Flipped it over. We're going to let it do a couple minutes on that side. You know what? In the meantime, what we can do is get that cornstarch ready like we were talking about. Cornstarch into a little bowl. And then what I got here is chicken broth. And then about a quarter cup, so not too much, otherwise it'll be really tossy. I'm doing it by eye. Quarter cup is about 2 tablespoons. And now what you want to do is let that cornstarch dissolve in here so that we don't end up with lumps in our sauce. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit more even. So you guys are probably using a home stovetop. I'm using a little burner on the side. These things get a lot hotter than you think. Right. So now that this is about cooked, we got good browning on both sides. This is almost fully cooked, but it's going to fully cook when we reintroduce the vegetables and let the sauce thicken up. I'm adding my 2 tablespoons of garlic right there. Let this kind of let the garlic saute just a little bit before we add in the vegetables. Give it its own space to cook. Also get a little bit of garlic flavor onto the chicken itself. Okay. Reintroduce those vegetables. Hello, chicken. Nice to meet you. That was lame. That was so lame. Sorry, guys. All right, starting to look like a stir fry now, right? You got the colors, you got the chicken. Okay. Now what I want to do, get this soy sauce, this honey ready. So I'm cooking literally out of the same kits you guys got, so. Okay, a little bit of soy sauce. Having some trouble with my burner here. Going hot, then cold, hot, then cold. Soy sauce is in there. Get this honey in there. Just using the same spatula for everything. Don't need to get crazy and create a ton of dishes as long as we don't cross-contaminate. Okay, now that classic smell. Soy sauce, garlic, honey. Boom. Okay. So now here's the last part of the stir fry before we just let it reduce and cook fully. Let's add that cornstarch. Now we call this a slurry, so the cornstarch slurry. You'll see the sauce will go from like a deep brown to more like a light brown. But that's it for a couple minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to check my rice. Yes, it is done cooking. We're not going to open that until about, so we need to get rice. Because after rice is done, even when it says it's done cooking, still cooks through just a little bit more, and that rice absorbs just the last bit of moisture. And it's key to let it rest for a few minutes in order to get that nice fluffy texture that we all like. Joshua, been cooking since you were 8. What kind of food do you like to cook? Thank you, Cynthia. Really happy for that you're here. And Irene, thank you too. So I don't know if your sauce is starting to look like this. It's getting glassy, like that nice, thick, glossy look that we're so used to with like a stir fry that we've made before, right? I want to make sure I have a bowl to transfer my my stir fry into when it's ready, right? I actually think I put a little bit of too much cornstarch in there. I went ahead and turned off the heat. If you want to keep your stir fry in the pan until you're ready to eat, that's totally cool. I'm going to transfer it into a bowl just because I have very limited table space. Okay, take a second to set up your station. All right. So, I mean, as easy as that. I keep looking over there. Hi, guys. As easy as that, guys. We already got our rice and our stir fry done. Hey, buddy. The next thing we're going to do is actually get our salad ready, okay? And by the time the salad is ready, I think we should be good to, I don't know, get our soda done and then eat. All right, so I'm actually getting a separate cutting board. If you need a second, take a minute to wash your other cutting board because we're going to be doing strawberries on it. It's not that big of a deal because it's going into a salad anyway, but some people don't like mixing flavors. So if you're cool with the same cutting board you had, go for it. Okay. You know what? The first thing we should do actually, let's get our mixing bowl for our salad. I said mise en place, guys, mise en place. Let's be organized. Make sure we have everything, right? Okay, got our mixing bowl, our greens. I'm just going to toss it into there already. Okay, what else did we need for our dressing? You got the balsamic here. You got the honey here. Salt and pepper if you want on the side. We got the pecans. And the oil for making our dressing. Okay, salad greens on the side now. Okay, actually, we can go ahead and put the stuff in the dressing already. I'm going to take this balsamic, add it into the oil. Okay, take the honey. Add that into the oil in balsamic. I like these flexible spatulas because they can kind of get into everything. You know, just make sure you scrape the corners and everything. All right. So to make this dressing, it's extremely simple. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit of salt to it. And I was going to add some pepper, but I don't know where that is. Guys, mise en place, it's really important. Oh, hey, Danielle. Moroccan food. Can I slow down, please? Yes, let's take a second. I love Moroccan food. I haven't had it in a very long time. Last time I had it was when I was in Chicago, so it was a minute. How's everybody else doing on the cooking process? Hey, I forgot to wish happy birthday to Evan. Evan, happy birthday. I got to meet Evan yesterday when him and his brothers came to pick up his kit, and I found out he was turning 8 today. So congratulations, Evan. I hope you're enjoying our cooking class, and I hope that you're hungry because we're gonna eat really, really soon, okay? All right, so we need to just kind of go back to the salad just real quick. So we haven't built the salad yet, but what we are doing, oh, I like that, Chief AC, actually. I think I sound way more official that way. Um, we'll go back to the salad. Basically, all I wanted to do is just make sure we had everything organized. So we have our greens and a mixing bowl. Your glass jar or whatever receptacle you have to kind of like mix liquids in. You could even just use a bowl, like a spoon or a whisk. But I like using a mason jar because it's really easy to mix together, and I'll show you why in just a second. We have our strawberries ready on the side, our pecans ready on the side. So if we're breaking down the salad one more time, we got the greens, pecans, the strawberries, and the dressing. I almost forgot the cheese. I'm just opening up all the packaging so that when we make the salad and put it together, it's very easy and ready to mix. The cheese I supplied to you guys is called burrata cheese. And it is similar to like a mozzarella, but a lot softer. So if you look at it, it's like a big piece of mozzarella, but it's actually very, very soft inside. You'll see that once we break it up. Okay. Are we all good with the mise en place for our salad, everybody? If you need a second, just let me know. Hey man, let's just give it up for Matt real quick. He is really doing it today, man. He is learning all of this stuff for the streaming and the what they call OBS on the fly. Doing it in a completely unfamiliar setting, and he's just crushing it, man. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead with the salad now. Okay. Got our greens ready, set that off to the side. Our pecans ready, put that off to the side. And then what we're gonna do is just prep our strawberries. So I did about what's gonna turn out to be about a cup of strawberries. Okay. You can cut these however you want, but in my salad I like them a little smaller, so I'm gonna take off the stem. I'm gonna slice them. Then after I slice them once, I'm gonna slice them again. Take your time. No rush. It's Sunday afternoon. You know what? I think this might be too many strawberries, so I'm gonna just eat this one. Anybody need to grab some water? You should grab some water if you're thirsty. All right, continuing with like strawberry chopping. Talking really makes your mouth dry. Okay. You know what? I think maybe just one more strawberry and we can leave this last one to eat later. Okay. Whenever you guys have your strawberries chopped, we're just gonna put our salad together. You know what I'm gonna do too is I'm gonna tear this burrata by hand. See it? It's very soft. It's almost like inside is like a ricotta. It peels just like string cheese. Okay. You know, after that, I'm gonna go wash my hands for a quick second. Give me. Give me. Check. I'm back, guys. All right, so I just put the cheese shredded straight into the salad. Add our pecans. Add our strawberries. Strawberry season, guys. Late spring to midsummer. And just so you know, the world's greatest strawberries come from Oxnard, California. 75 miles north of Long Beach, Oxnard, California has a plethora of strawberry farms offering nothing but the best in strawberry quality. We are not sponsored by them. Matt and I are just both from Oxnard. Okay, I put my cutting board aside for a quick second. Got our pecans, our cheese, and our strawberries on top of the greens. Now, the best part, at least for me, it gets a little aggression out just like the garlic does. But we have the honey, the balsamic, and the oil in here. Just give it a nice shake. Make sure this is tight before you shake it. Am I still on my mic? Okay. Irene, yes, the Strawberry Festival was a part of my childhood. I sold hot dogs there one year. Strawberry salsa. Hey, Apollo. So, some techniques you would use to tenderize chicken. Yeah, there's baking soda is one thing that you get from Chinese restaurants, and that's what creates what, for lack of a better term, like a leathery texture when you are eating at a Chinese restaurant. Almost all restaurants brine their chicken, and that is more of the common way to tenderize your chicken. And now what brining is you basically put the chicken in salt water, and then as the chicken absorbs the salt water, it pushes out the regular water that's inside of it. So, and the salt, for some reason, the proteins of the chicken will hold on to the salt water a lot better. So when you cook it, the flavor is all inside of there. Yeah, and I mean, that's just a technique that I definitely would say for another class. This class was more just for all levels, and that's kind of, didn't want to overthink it. But if you have any other questions about cooking technique, I'm happy to answer them. We'll also be doing a quick Q&A at the end too. Okay, so has everybody got their salad organized? Everybody get their dressing shook. All right, if we're good, just gonna take this jar of dressing and kind of to taste, just start with a little bit. I'll probably put not too much on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. Yeah, we should do a little zoom a little closer next time, Matt, huh? Because it's like people can't really see what's going on up close. Oh, okay. What you gonna do, Matt? You're gonna zoom in?
Let me change camera.
I think Matt's gonna help us to make it a little more visible. So the thing about salad is you actually want to dress it a few minutes before you eat, but not too long ahead of time. Otherwise, the greens will wilt. So since we're actually a lot closer to finishing than you might think, go ahead and dressing the salad right now. Okay. All right, guys. We got the food part done already. Last thing we got to do is the sodas. Okay, so for you guys already, a lot of you guys already chopped up the watermelon, threw it in some sugar, and then this is what you probably got, like some watermelon water. This is delicious on its own. And I do want to make a point. I know that these are not seedless watermelon. I mean, you're not going to be eating it per se. You're kind of just going to be drinking it. But I don't know if this is just a personal thing or if I'm making this up, but I feel like seeded watermelons just have a little bit more sweetness and a better texture than seedless watermelon. Sometimes with seedless watermelon, texture's a little like spongy, I guess is the best way I could put it. So okay, guys, I got my 2 glasses here, got my watermelon here. I just need to go grab the soda. I will be right back. Agree except for yellow watermelon. What do you mean? Like seedless yellow watermelon or seeded yellow watermelon? Guys, if you guys have ice on hand and your soda on hand, let's go make some sodas. I got the fancy soda water, so I need to use a bottle opener for it. Oh, I'm so cool. No, I don't even have a bottle opener. I guess I'm not having any soda, guys.
It's the day.
Matt, saving the day once again. That is a knife.
One of them's the bottle opener. I brought help.
Which one's the bottle opener? That's a knife. Oh, I see it. Oh, it's that one right there below the knife.
That's can opener. Oh my gosh, how many tools do you have on a... Well, I guess you could use the can opener.
Yeah, I could use a can opener. No, the can opener's fine.
Okay, guess so.
I will definitely not cut myself. All right. Guys, this is embarrassing.
Got it?
No. It's too,
Yeah.
I'm not like one of those cool guys that could do like a bottle on a bottle thing. I never learned how to do that. Like that. There he goes. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of ice in our jars. In the instructions, I said you had to smash up the watermelon and the sugar. This is about that time you want to do that. Another way to do this is to blend it. But actually, I kind of like leaving it in pieces because there are actually some like sweet drinks in the Philippines that you actually eat with a spoon. That's kind of what I wanted to do with this, to be honest. You don't have to, but it's really good that way. Okay. So we got the ice in there, right? Okay, we'll put some of this watermelon in there. About halfway up my jar. And then the rest we're gonna do with soda water. Okay. Matt, are you ready for this refreshment?
Yes.
Matt's ready, guys. April blended it. Also, that's a big brain move, April. So, alrighty, we just got the watermelon in the glass. That's good, right? Nice and pink. So the last part to this component is actually the mint, right? And just real quick, you don't really need too much soda on top of it, right? It's just more for a little bit of a fizzy texture. All right, so this mint that you guys got in the kits is actually called chocolate mint. You give it a little smell, it smells like a chocolate, like mint. Okay? And then what we want to do is we just kind of want to release the oils of the mint just to get a little bit of fragrance. We're not really putting the mint into the soda itself, which you can down the line, but for me, I just want it really muted, just really fresh. And these are actually from my friend Thea. She has a really awesome backyard, and she went ahead and picked a bunch for me. So it's not from a grocery store, it's from a backyard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the mint, put it between our hands, we're gonna give it a nice slap, and when we slap it, and we're going to rub it just a bit, okay? You smell that? It's like even stronger now. Just going to put that right into the glass. And you can use as much or as little mint as you want. I'm kind of like, I really love this mint. So I'm using as whatever I have in here. So I'm going to do it again. Slap. Nice little rub. Kind of break down the leaves a little bit. Doesn't look like you did too much, but you did. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to stir it up. Just make sure all that watermelon syrup and mint kind of just incorporates just enough. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen chocolate mint in the stores either. You just see normal peppermint. That's usually what you see. But I grew up with chocolate mint in my front yard, so I was really familiar with it, and I got kind of excited when she said she had some and asked her for that one instead of the other mint she had. How's that look, guys? Okay, now that we got that done, I'm gonna take a little sip before we keep going.
Cheers.
Ooh, no, Matt. Here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my god, that's so fresh. Whew. It's hot in this kitchen, guys. All right. Guys, let's check on our rice, and then we're pretty much just ready to plate up and eat. You guys have any questions so far? We're pretty much done. We just need to eat. It's a natural basic exfoliation, right? So one thing you should do with rice before you cut into it, is you actually want to fluff it. Like break it up from the bottom, pull it up to the top, The drink is so good. I know, right? Oh my god, it tastes amazing. It's summery, right? And it's watermelon season. Like, you can do this all day, man. And you know what you could do with that watermelon is you could just keep it in the fridge whenever you're ready to kind of make it for yourself. Keep some mint on hand, some canned soda. Do it every single day. Don't mind me, guys. I'm new here. All right. Rice cooker away. Take this. So if you notice, because we let our stir fry kind of sit in that sauce, it thickened up a bit and it's coating our stir fry now. Just gonna put, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna put a good amount of this. I'm gonna take my half, Matt. I'll save your half for later, okay? Just extra sauce on it so it soaks into the rice. The last thing we got is a salad. Get this onto the plate. So if you notice, like, the salad is squished down a little bit, lost a little bit of its fluffiness after you let it sit, but the greens are still crisp on it, I promise. Okay, and I don't know if you forgot, we still have our green onions here. Use this a little bit on top of the stir fry, a little bit on top of the salad. You know what I'm gonna do? I got this little strawberry here, right there. All right, guys. I don't know if you guys can see this. They can see it. Where's the overhead?
Oh,
Show them the overhead. Yeah. There you go, guys. All plated up. You know, guys, this is a meal that I think is very nourishing. I took care to source these ingredients. Careful, Matt. I took care to source these ingredients. You want to put it back on the... Change the camera angle. The chicken is actually free-range chicken. The carrots and the broccoli actually came from Whole Foods, organic. The greens were pre-packaged, pre-washed, and they looked really good. Strawberries, like I said, are from an Oxnard farm. The watermelon, I actually, when I saw the choice between seedless and seeded, I went with the seeded. The mint is from the backyard. But yeah, you know, like, this is going to be a very hearty meal, great one for a Sunday, especially with it getting warmer out. I hope you guys enjoy it. And you guys have any questions? Aside from that, you guys should go ahead and plate up and eat. Oh, I forgot to get like a fork. How am I gonna eat this? I think there's some in there in that little bin. No. I think there's some in the bin right there. Okay. I'm just saying there's some in the bin. I don't get to eat. So mean. So, you know, this is funny, guys. Like, this is a very simple thing to cook at home. You could have a lot of these ingredients on hand at home and actually use these for a lot of other dishes too. Broccoli and carrots you can use in many things. Salad greens, strawberries are just great to snack on. Watermelon's just great to snack on. So a lot of times when you go to the grocery store, sometimes if you're making a specific dish, you end up having too much of one thing and you don't really know what to do, like cilantro. I don't eat that much cilantro, so whenever I buy a bunch, I'm just like, I don't know. So yeah, I think this is just a very versatile dish to maybe throw into your weeknight or weekend routine. this was kind of an exercise for me to be really mindful and be able to talk through this and hopefully answer any questions that you guys had about cooking. But yeah, this was a lot of fun for me and Matt. We put a lot of hard work into putting this together. We're hoping that you enjoyed it. I think that's all I got to say. You guys all caught up? Everybody done cooking? Let me take a look. You guys eating yet? Did you guys already finish your food?
Just wanted to chime in too, folks. If anyone has any questions for AC, now is the best time to ask. If you have any thoughts about alternatives, if you have any, like alternative ingredients
All
that you can use, or if there's something you were curious about in terms of maybe ways to expand technique, feel free to ask.
Now I could take a closer look at what you guys are saying about me. Did you have music on the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Aw, thanks, Irene. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If we have a Twitch, it's funny you mentioned that. So Matt and I actually started what we call a music and cooking show called Sizzle Selection. It's hard to say. Sizzle Selection.
Yeah, we have some fun with that every now and then. Just sizzle selection.
So this was kind of our little practice thing for it too. We're really grateful because we got a grant to do this. So some of you guys were really kind enough to sponsor these kits for other people who couldn't afford it. And some of you were able to take advantage of the fact that we were giving these out for free. And we have, very generous people to thank for that, as well as LA County Department of Mental Health to thank for that too. Again, this is part of the We Rise LA program, Bridging Wellness. And there's been exhibits at various different museums and artist compounds that have been kind of addressing mental health and, trying to improve mental health through art. So I see food as an art. I see the culinary arts as an art. And I'm so grateful that I was able to do this. You're welcome, Evan, birthday boy. I hope you like the food. You made it yourself, so. Yeah, thumbs up. Okay, now I'm going to try this myself. Okay, I'm eating a salad with a spoon, so don't. Trying here, guys. You're welcome, Andrea and Aida. Oh, that's good. The salad with the strawberry. I love the texture of the cheese. The mixed greens have a little bit of bitterness to them. The pecans add a nice crunch. Clarice is saying, can we get a screenshot with everyone eating their delicious meal? If you guys are open to it, you want to turn on your video? I'd love to do that. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? You know what's funny is I'm using my laptop, Matt's using my Zoom. Double me. Jealous from SF. That sounds like an anonymous, like advice column. All right, guys, let's take a photo in 5, 4, 3, 2, -1, -2, -3. You got it, Claire? All right, we're good, guys. Thank you. Awesome, guys. It was great meeting some of you guys when you came to pick up the kits. We had a couple technical difficulties yesterday too, but I'm really grateful that, that you guys were able to partake in this. All right. If you guys want to keep up with me, we will send you links to the Twitch channel that Matt and I are doing. We'll also send you links again to our social media. When's the next class? I don't know, man. I haven't thought that far ahead. Again, like I said, like this was sponsored by a county program, and I really wanted to do it again if people wanted me to. So I think I'm going to. Um, this was definitely like my first time doing a class like this. So, and with your guys' feedback, if you guys want me to do one, I'll do it again. And then also I wanted to get some feedback, like what do you guys want to eat? Like what's something that you guys would want to try? If you guys have had my food before, I do like Filipino American food. Oh, by the way, Claire is our assistant here on this. She helped send out the emails and organize everything. Oh man, thanks, Evan. Awesome. Hey, Evan, I'll probably see you later this week, right? In class? I'm actually going to be at Evan's class doing a demo for his whole class. So I'm looking forward to that, guys. Andrea and Aida, Sinigang Lumpia. You guys are asking me for my secret recipes? I like you guys, but I don't know if I like you that much. I'm just kidding. We could do lumpia for sure. I mean, I could teach you how I do the sinigang lumpia. I'm gonna brag a little bit here, but whenever I tell people how to cook like the special dishes I do, like the ube mochi waffle or the sinigang lumpia or the longanisa scotch egg, they try to recreate it and they have a lot of trouble. So I think I'm a little proud of that. But I would love to do a lumpia class. How about Filipino food next time? You guys want to do Filipino food? Yes. All right, we'll do lumpia. How about we'll do pancit? Let's just make it party foods. How about that? Filipino party foods. Awesome, guys. Well, hey, you guys have any more questions? If not, like we got just a few thank yous that we want to give out and let you guys eat. But yeah. You have a little thing set up, right, Matt? Little outro thing?
Yeah.
Um,
Say,
well, guys, on behalf of myself and Matt, this was a lot of fun. This was the Cooking as Gratitude cooking class. And hope to see you guys again soon, okay? Bye.